Hey everybody, how we doing today, guys? Holy Mikey EPG Studios, guys. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, hit the notification button. And also, guys, I stream on Twitch every day. So make sure you guys go on Twitch, check that out. Holy Mike Gaming. Also, guys, check out OnlyFans, Patreon. It helps supports the channel, helps keeps the channel going, guys. And I appreciate you. So anyway, we're gonna be reacting to David Dobrik's apology video. As you know, let me get a couple of So apparently there's been some allegations, and he has now lost all his sponsorships with Chipotle, DoorDash, all these different other companies, and then he even asked to step down for a company he started as well. So he's losing all of his sponsorships and all that kind of stuff. I'm surprised that they didn't pull out of with James Charles, which is very interesting. But yeah, well, that's a whole other story for a different topic. David Dobrik is pretty much is clearly getting any. I don't think there's anywhere that he can pretty much go from here. So apparently what happened is that he had invited some women over for a video or something, and he didn't get consent or something like that happened, and the women were assaulted during this time, and he's in a lot of trouble for this. And David Dobrik has that attitude, personality of that he has that kind of butthole-ish personality, which I can see to him. I know a lot of his fans probably won't see it, but I can see through him. It seems like that. But anyway, let's go ahead and look through this apology video, and then we'll talk throughout it and that kind of stuff.
It's 1:45 in the morning, and I'm finally by myself, which I know doesn't sound that crazy to be by yourself at 1:45 in the morning, but this week's been pretty hectic, and there have been a lot of people around telling me what to do, giving me advice, trying to help me, most importantly, and that was a lot, and now I just want to be able to do this and just shoot straight into the camera and just talk to you guys. I've put myself in a lot of situations where I've needed to apologize for my past actions, and I've never done this correctly, and I've never done this respectfully, and my last video is a testament to that. I don't want to defend that video. I don't want to delete that video. I just want to be clear. What this video isn't going to be is it's not going to be me discrediting Trisha, Kat, or any other woman involved. I'm going to be using words that may trigger some survivors, and that's just so I don't explain anything vaguely, and I can explain every situation appropriately. I want to start this video off by saying I fully believe the woman who came out against Dom and said she was by him. As was reported the next day,
did they blow that out?
By him.
Yeah, they did. Okay, that was my audio.
The next day, I got consent to post the video. Even though I got the consent to post that video, I should have never posted it. And what I understand now, and I didn't understand before, is that she sent that text because she felt like she had to, not because she wanted to. And that's fucked up. And I'm sorry. When she later reached out a couple months later to take the video down, I immediately took it down. And I want to apologize to her and her friends for ever putting them in an environment that I enabled that made them feel like their safety and values were compromised.
Yeah, this isn't the first time we did that. For example, with that one guy that came into H3 podcast, I believe, he was told he's supposed to be kissing this one girl, consented to it, but then David Dobrik put a guy in the costume and changed it out, which the guy admitted on camera that he didn't consent to kissing that dude, but David Dobrik. So this isn't the first time. And then David Dobrik also has been put of not paying the people that he'd be putting in harm's way at all either as well. So that's also another point to point out. But I don't think he's going to address all these points in this video. But there's just some points that to look at and pay attention to. But just to keep in mind when we talk about it.
I'm so sorry. I was completely disconnected from the fact that when people were invited to film videos with us, especially videos that relied on shock for views or whatever it was, that I was creating an unfair power dynamic. I did not know this before. It was completely wrong, and I wish I was more responsible, and I wish I was more aware at the time, and I'm so sorry I missed that. I didn't know what was going on in that room, and I should have been. I should have been there, and I should have been making sure that everybody involved was taken care of, and wasn't uncomfortable. I don't want to use buzzwords to try to justify this or explain this, but all I can say is people felt like they had to be silent for the sake of my video, and that's not right, and it's fucked up, and I'm sorry. I also want to acknowledge the women that spoke out against Dom in 2018. I'm talking about 𝗟𝗶𝗸𝗲, and then I'm talking about other girls that address their problems privately or publicly. I'm sorry I didn't listen to you guys. I am sorry that I took Dom's word for what happened in those certain situations, and I didn't believe you. And not only did I not believe you, but I made a joke of what kind of a person Dom was, because I couldn't wrap my head around a childhood friend of mine doing this to people and actually hurting people, and I'm sorry for that. Not only did I discredit you, 𝗟𝗶𝗸𝗲, but I platformed Dom. And not only did I platform Dom, but I platformed the subject of sex in a negative way, where I made jokes about it, and I reinforced that kind of behavior. And I'm so sorry, and I really let not only you down, but a lot of people down, a lot of people that watch me and my friends and family for that. I made the decision to no longer film with Dom in 2019, and I'm not saying my content has been brilliant since then, but that's when I first started taking into account the power dynamic and what influence I had on people that I was filming with. But what I didn't do is I didn't go back to any of these women and apologize. I kind of moved on, and I learned from it, and I grew from it, but I didn't address the situation with these women. I'm not talking publicly, I'm saying even privately. I didn't reach out to any of these people, and that breaks my heart, knowing that I was doing all this stuff and I was making all this content while there was people that were still really hurt by what I made. Before my content shifted to be more responsible and positive, I said and did things that were really
is that a video cut?
I called them. Before my content shifted, that I was doing all this stuff and I was making all this content while there was people that were still really hurt by what I made. Before my content shifted to be more responsible and positive, I said and did things that were really offensive, and I called them bad jokes, and I can't even call them bad jokes, and it was cowardly of me to say in my last apology that I missed the mark, because it's fucking gross, and I'm sorry. A lot of people reached out to me saying cancel culture is bullshit and you need to fight back and you need to call people out, and I don't agree with how this should be taken at all. And I think when there is a crisis, there's a serious opportunity to correct yourself.
See, when you own an organization like he does, and like what I do, we're responsible for what everybody says under that business that we own, right? So his business is his name. My business is EPG Studios. So I'm responsible for everything that is said under EPG Studios. Now, being said, the fact is that even if you personally didn't say any of it, that's all right. That's like my character. That's like I'm not. That's like I'm not the business. I'm not the business, and that's what this is the reason why I separated myself from the business for that exact example. But he is his business. His personality is his business. So everything that happens under his personality is his responsibility, if that makes any sense.
To learn and improve and to make sure those mistakes don't happen again. And that's why it is so important to hold yourself accountable. And I think with this situation, there's a lot I can look at and there's a lot I can learn from, but there's a lot of mistakes that I made, and I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for everybody I've let down. I'm sorry to my family, and I'm sorry to my friends that I've embarrassed, and that this won't happen again. I'm gonna take a short break from all the social media stuff because I realize there's a serious lack of infrastructure when I make any kind of content. And I wanna be able to have a place of checks and balances. I wanna have HR, and I wanna be able to have people communicate discomfort in a way that's comfortable to them, and where they don't feel like their emotions or what they're doing or how they're acting is compromised. It doesn't feel right to go back to posting like I have been, and it also doesn't feel right to go dark because I love what I do. But I think it is important to show that change is possible and that I'm learning, maybe even forgiveness is possible. I want to use this opportunity to step up and own my mistakes, and like I said before, I've never done apology the right way. And I'm sure I'm going to look back at this and I'm going to be pissed at some things that I didn't say, or I wish I could have added more. But this is,
I'd say this is
my
one of his
beginning
better
to that,
ones. I'll say that.
And I'm sorry for everybody that I hurt. I also want to add that I'm making myself available to anyone that wants to reach out that I've hurt in the past. I want to be able to hear and understand from yourselves, and I'll be reaching out on my own to some people because I still have a lot of learning to do. And I think when you talk to other people, especially about experiences like this, it really helps you see things in a different way. But yeah, I'm sorry if this video was all over the place. I just wanted to sit and talk and ramble, and I really truly hope that someone can take something away from this experience, that another creator can take away from this. And I know it feels, because I know how crazy it felt to me, that there was some sort of toxicity or some sort of power dynamic in my friend group. But really just take the moment, especially when creating content that you're trying to get viewership out of, or you're trying to get laughs out of, like really take a moment and look at where the jokes end and where the feelings begin, because I think that's so incredibly important. Okay, I'll see you guys. Bye.
All right. I mean, I think you addressed a lot of good points. Made a lot of sense. I mean, let me know in the comments what you guys thought about the apology. What you think could have been said differently, and all kind of stuff. So I thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys. Like EPG Series signing out. Have a good one.